All right.
I'm Jeremy Otto, and you're not.
And let me think about the rest. Okay. We have a lot to get to, so we're not going to screw around and waste time. Pistons Game 6 tonight, and I'd like to give you a statement in as unequivocal and deliberate a manner as I can, and you have to tell me whether you're where I'm at. And I'm going to give you a reason why. Can't tell you my reason's right, but I don't think I'm wrong. So let's party. Guaranteed.
Oh,
The Detroit Pistons are winning this game tonight. I guaranteed it. Because I'm telling you.
Put it on the front page,
put it
back
on the front,
page.
the back, put it above the fold, below the fold. We're going to be at the Canadian Club Terrace postgame.
Okay.
You're damn right your daddy drank it. It's going to be like the old days at the Palace. I just feel like Brunson and Hart are actually hurt. I think the lazy way out is to say, oh, they're tired. No. Go look at Brunson when he re-injured himself. The floor trembled. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
The floor buckled a little bit. That's a different type of thing. He scored 3 points in that fourth quarter. I am just beyond convinced. He has now re-aggravated a prior injury 3 times in this series, and I think the breaking point was Game 5, and Josh Hart is hurt. Josh Hart is one of the toughest dudes in the league. He doesn't lay on the floor. You can't call Josh Hart a flopper. You can't call Josh Hart a drama queen. No. I think Josh Hart is hurt. I don't think he's right. And look, Rico, I can't promise you they win Game 7, but I just promise you there will be a Game 7. I really believe tonight it's in the bag. They're winning. And I want to know who's with me. And if you're not, that's okay. You can say, guys, Asur's not going to give us, 50 points again. You can say Brunson won't only score 3. I totally hear you.
So you think they were really hurt and not just Tibbs for some reason holding on to that last time out?
Here, to the point that I put this on the show sheet, and I am willing to be mocked. I actually thought, you know what, if I were Tom Thibodeau, maybe I'd do what Steve Kerr did last night. A pseudo pooch punt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ask Hart and Brunson for 80-plus minutes tonight. And we get rest, we get healthy, we get home, one shot, throw our best fastball, Game 7 in our barn. I know that probably won't happen, but I'm just telling you where my mind is.
I get it.
Look, if Brunson comes out tonight and cooks and drops 40, then fine. Then he wins an Oscar. Him and Meryl Streep should be up for the award. But I just feel like something was different last game. I thought he was actually hurt.
I think that he was hurt, but I do think a part of that was the fact that Tibbs kind of let a minute go by when they're just sitting there. And I give it to the Pistons. You know what, guys? They play smart basketball. Don't foul anybody.
Nope.
Let this clock run. The best way we can beat them, keep them on the sideline. Because the second they came back in, the game got interesting. But for a while, it looked like the Pistons was just going to walk away with this thing. I haven't seen that bad of clock management since Thanksgiving Day here at Ford Field, where it's like, call the timeout. Call the timeout. What are you doing? They didn't. Pistons benefited just like the Lions did.
Is it wrong if I am okay?
No, I get Mike. Hold on. I get what you're saying about those guys being injured. I totally disagree with Tibbs doing what Steve Kerr did. Steve Kerr, it made sense because you still have another game if this
before the Game 7,
right?
Yeah.
So we're going back home. It's Game 6. I can rest my guys, and we can just come out there and just end this series for the Rockets.
And I know what I'm saying is, how do I phrase
this? If New
this?
York goes back Game 7 and the Pistons have won 2 straight, it's at that point is when I would say I would guarantee the game for the Pistons because they got nothing to lose.
So you're saying they win tonight, they're winning the series?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way. I guess I wanted, and you can't do it. It's live radio. But I want to see Brunson and Hart in the first quarter tonight before I make that declaration. But I will find it hard to believe the Knicks win tonight. I do. Now, if Brunson and Hart look like nothing's wrong, well, the horses left the barn. It's different. But I want to know who's with me on it. And that's why previewing series are so stupid. It's a pointless endeavor. The reality of all of this is series are 7 games. There is no momentum between those games. And things happen. There's a different phrase I'd like to use. Forrest Gump t-shirt. Bleep happens.
Right.
And I think bleep has happened. I think you're seeing Brunson and Hart very compromised. That's what I'm expecting tonight. So let's find out. Who's with me on this? And by the way, word on the street, Tommy G's back in town. He's going to be moving the community. 248-539-9790. Oh, he'll be operating the cannon tonight, bro. David, what do you think?
I've listened to what your reasonings are, and they are legit reasons. They are real legit reasons. You're right. Brunson looked different after he went down in Game 5. He looked different. He just didn't seem the same. While they tried to get him back in, I think they were like, you know what, it is what it is. He's kind of hurt.
No, David, that was just an idiot coach. Like,
okay. But he didn't look right.
He didn't look right, but he also has gone down in other games in this series, and you're thinking, oh, my goodness, and you know what? Back.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm a pro.
Correct.
I believe
this one was different,
I just thought
though.
he moved different when
Correct.
he came back this time.
Correct.
And I know. I'm not Dr. Quinn medicine woman. I did not.
Until you get the wheelchair and the towel, then I will say it's serious.
Noted.
But based on that, I just can't go with you. I'm sorry, Mike. I just cannot go with you. I want to believe in my Pistons tonight, but when I've looked at them all year, they don't look any better at home than they do on the road. In fact, they have the same record. They don't look better. They don't use the home court advantage. They just don't. And they've lost every game in this series at home.
Well, that'd be 2.
So
I don't want to make it like it's 10 games.
But 2 can be 3 tonight. And that's what I think happens. They lose it. They don't look good at home.
And understand, guys, look, I think I know I'm at a point where there's really no negative outcome for me. I can't be more impressed or more respectful of what the Pistons have managed to do this year. They've also gotten this to a game 6. And yeah, I had Knicks in 6. Who cares? I'm picking against my pick. Why? Because picks are like buttholes. Everyone's got one, and they all stink. So the point is, I go with the series. I'm not going, I want to be right radio. Who cares? No one ever remembers anything we're right about.
Oh, trust me, if they win in 7, somebody will let you know they picked that.
Okay, good for them.
Pistons in 7. Cookies in the morning.
No, yeah, but hold on. That pussycat wasn't willing to go on his own damn show and say that today. So, you know what? You can take that little bitch and go to the catio. No. We're not doing that with him. Because I texted him this morning, and I said, dude, you're acting like a pussycat on your own show. Guaranteed they're winning tonight. And if they win tonight, yeah, they probably win the series. You don't get to flex. I'm saying Jim.
You don't own a disco shirt.
You don't, because I have self-respect. Not doing that clown radio.
Oh, trust me. They win in 7, he will let everybody know.
He doesn't get to, you know what? I don't care. Do whatever he wants. 248-539-9797. I think tonight's guaranteed. I think the Pistons will win tonight. And I think there will be a game 7. And it's more than root for radio, which would be amazing for us to have a show to talk about Monday. And look, the 2 outcomes, let's just be very real. It's freer and looser when the 2 outcomes are Cancun or getting spanked. That's what's on the horizon for you. Vacation or Celtics. Spanking. Doesn't matter. You want to play.
Right.
The bottom line is it's easier because look where we are, guys. The fact we're even talking about going to a game 7.
And I do think if you make it to game 7, all the pressure's on New York. All the pressure's on Thibodeau.
That I agree with.
All
yes.
Their fans will be gripping. They'll come out there and try to do the bing bong thing, but they're all sitting there wondering, are we about to choke this away? And the Pistons take a lead, you will see desperate moves. You will see players.
Happening. I'll give you an example. Not that anyone here cares, but if you're curious and caring are 2 different things. Talked to a couple buddies of mine at FAN. I mean, they're already doing the if we lose a series, Tibbs should be fired. If we lose a series, Mikal Bridges should be traded again. If we lose. You're not doing if we win radio. The conversation, I even heard guy I know, respect and like over there say, bottom line, there's no shot we're beating the Celtics. It doesn't even matter at this point. This team isn't good enough. They're already doing those shows.
Right, but you can't beat the Pistons. And I think, bottom line, going back from the first game of this series, even though I know the Pistons were up 3-1 in the series in the regular season, I don't think New York took this team seriously because they still saw the team that only won, 14 games last year. And they're like, well, we'll get past them. And the Pistons brought in a fight, and it was like, okay, maybe we should have studied a little harder for this test because we're getting our ass kicked.
248-539-9797. Love to hear from you guys on it. I want to rap about the Pistons a little bit. We'll get into some Lions stuff a little later. We are going to have some fun lightly. Nobody panic. Oaks and Derby, big weekend in horse racing. We'll have some blitzes, the Kenny Toilet Bowl flush with the menu at Churchill Downs this weekend. Just some fun stuff, and we'll do our Derby draft. And I have a controversial selection that may be disallowed by Cardinal Hatchet Man. We'll see. 248-539-9797. Go ahead. Say it with your chest. Pistons are winning tonight. And if you think I'm being overly confident, we can talk about it. But I've given you the reason why. I truly believe Hart and Brunson are compromised. I didn't believe that before. Now, that last game was different.
That I believe. I don't think Tibbs can afford.
What if Tibbs shaves his head? 2-point swing?
It's probably like a 10-point swing.
Bro, that little piggly wiggly on top of his head, that's got to stop.
Right. Before I shoot my free throw, can I rub the top? Okay, there we go.
Yikes. 248-539-9797.